So my son is 15. Hi, son. And he shares everyday life occurrences via an app called Snapchat. And he takes a picture of the pile of homework papers he has, the cute thing my cat's doing, and he sends them out to his friends. And in that brief moment, with a picture and a few words, they know what he's thinking and what he's doing. I thought that might be a fun way to take you on a journey with me tonight, some moments that I've had as an expat. Now, these moments weren't the type of moments that occurred when I was standing in Red Square, or in front of the pyramids, or in front of the TEDx sign. Take my picture now. Instead, these moments were warm feelings. They were breathtaking moments that I had in everyday life occurrences. You see, never at the age of 21, as a recent graduate from Millersville University, did I ever expect to be living in places like Moscow or Prague or Shanghai. And never as I filled out that application for the one teaching job that would sustain me for my entire career, did I ever expect to be working in this facility like Shanghai American School. But I am. And so I'd like to share with you today a few of those experiences that I've had, and maybe trigger some memories of experiences you've had through 3 vignettes. I'd like to share with you moments of connection that remind us that we're all human with more in common than not. So our first vignette, number 1, happens in Moscow. So travel with me, journey in your mind to Moscow. And it's a beautiful, beautiful day, a 6-lane highway. There's 5 adults and 3 children in an Astro blue minivan, hoping to get through the traffic alive. And we see our house in the distance. It's almost there. And we're just about there, and we hear a whistle. All the traffic stops, and a policeman, takes his pajolsta stick and waves us over to the side of the road. And we have a moment of panic. Are our papers in order? Was our car dirty? Did you know they can pull you over for that in Russia? And we roll down our window. My husband says, "Dobry den, kak dela? Я не понимаю русский." We don't understand Russian, of course. And he says, in his best Russian accent, the American words, "Where are you from?" Oh, well, we're from the United States. But that wasn't enough. He wanted to know exactly where we were from. Well, we were from Colorado, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, we said. Gave him a smile. He almost smiled. And then he wanted a lot of things in Russian that we didn't understand. It took all 8 of us in the car to figure out that he wanted money. Now, not the money, not a bribe. He wanted specific money. After a lot of gesticulating, we realized he wanted to know if we had any United States quarters in our pocket. United States quarters? Why would he want United States quarters? And we realized pretty soon that he was a collector of coins. Now, really, who here collects things? Raise your hand, you know who you are. Come on. My husband and I, we collect Starbucks mugs for my stepmother. I don't like coffee, so I collect wine glasses. There's people out here who, as scientists, collect dirt, but a coin collector in Moscow. You see, the United States coins, each one from the States has a different picture on it, and that's what he was after. So we looked in our pockets and asked his pardon to run home to our house, and we did, and we went back to our flat and went to all of our friends, collected as many United States quarters as we could. With about $30 in quarters, we went back. He stopped the 6 lanes of traffic, whistled us over. "You are late," he says. Okay. So he picks through the coins and he finds the 2 or 3 he wants. He pockets all of the coins, says spasiba, and sends us on our way. Somewhere in Russia, there is a policeman, with one hell of a coin collection. Never in my wildest dreams. Now I want to talk about being an expat. You see, as an expat, you really have to put yourself out there. And sometimes as an expat, you are in the right place at the right time, and sometimes you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. So what I'm going to do is take you to England. We spent a year in Yorkshire, England, in a lovely little town called Otley, and my mother came to visit. So we, along with our British mates, decided to take them into the little town and show them the wonderful things that Otley had. And we took them to a pub and we showed them around. And then we found ourselves in the oldest pub in town. Imagine, if you will, a 16th century pub. You walk down just a few steps into the pub, and there's stone walls, and you've got some wooden benches, and there's historical pictures on the wall, and there's a bit of haze or smoke through the entire room because they could still smoke at the time in the pub. And we got my mom a proper English pint, and we sat down and we were enjoying each other's company, and all of a sudden we looked around and realized that actually it was really full. Really full. And we didn't have a chance to get up and leave when one gentleman stood up and in the most velvety, baritone voice started singing Old Man River, a gospel tune that we all knew. But we looked at each other and just in surprise. And then before we knew it, the entire bar stood up and in 4-part harmony started singing. We looked at each other just amazed that this was happening, and so surprised, so surprised. We actually remembered at the last second that when they started their second song, we had a camera, so we could take a little bit of video and I can share with you just a few seconds of this moment. Thank you. All right, we're at the third vignette, and now I want to talk about holidays, because as an expat, holidays are a moment of, well, they're a moment of truth. You have to bond with new friends, new colleagues. You miss your relatives and your family very much. But these holidays can be a time where you learn about other people's traditions, so it's a lot of fun too. So we're going to travel back to Russia now. And our holiday we're going to talk about is our favorite holiday, Thanksgiving, because it has to do with food. And we like food a lot. This Thanksgiving was only a little different because we were in Russia and without our family. We had turkey and stuffing. We had all the fixings. And we also had a new dear friend to us, a friend from India named Venu. This was Venu's first Thanksgiving. And we were excited to show him our traditions. And we had a lovely dinner. And at the end of the dinner, we told him about our tradition of breaking the wishbone. You see, in our family, after you eat, you get the wishbone from the turkey, and the youngest child in the family, they grab hold and they make a wish. And when they make a wish, whoever has the biggest part of the bone, their wish will obviously come true for the rest of the year. So for Venu, we decided his first Thanksgiving, he would need to also break the wishbone. And he did, and he won. And it was so exciting. He just had the best Thanksgiving ever. Fast forward to the next year. He's asking us, it's almost Thanksgiving. Do you have your turkey? Oh, yes, we do. Anything I can bring? No, everything's fine. And we have a lovely dinner. He comes again, and this time he tells us, now it's time for the wishbone. Yes, it is time for the wishbone. He says, wait, and he gets into his bag, and he pulls out a beautifully wrapped package. It's a cloth wrap package with beautiful ribbon. He unties, and ever so carefully, with great pizzazz, goes and presents us with the wishbone, last year's wishbone. We had a moment where we explained how we use a new wishbone each year, and we had a good laugh. But this was a token of how much our traditions meant to him and how much we meant to him. A very special moment. These are just a few Snapchats, a few snapshots of memories that I have, that I will always remember. In a time when politics and religion and race tend to divide us, I'll have these memories to remember what unites us, the things we have in common. And you all know that true connection does not happen by social media, by apps, by online chats. It happens when you put yourself out there. It happens when you share of yourself and when you learn from others. So I challenge you tonight to create your own Snapchat moments, to remember and cherish the ones that you've had. So tonight at dinner, when you sit down, share some of these moments that you've had with the people near you. By doing this, cherish and hold on to those moments of shared celebrations, of hobbies, of laughter, of food and song, the good things that connect us all. Thank you.